I saw him with his coworker at 2 a.m. in our shower as I came home from a trip early to surprise. He has no idea. It's 6 a.m. I'm drunk and don't know what to do next. I took a trip for a few days, and since I had the next couple of days off, including Valentine's Day, I decided to surprise him by coming home early. It's hard to even type this. I'm shaking and can barely see. I bought takeout and drinks to surprise him, and before bringing everything in, I wanted to sneak up on him and yell surprise or something. I quietly unlocked the front door, opened it, and went to find him. I walked upstairs and heard noises from the bathroom. The shower was on, the door was open, and oh my God, on the doorknob, I saw panties hanging. It took everything in me not to scream. I walked to the door, and in the mirror behind our see-through shower curtain, I saw him pinning her against the wall, just like he does to me. I never knew the saying was real when you see red. I saw red. I wanted to hurt them both. I wanted to do something. I thought about slapping their naked bodies so hard that I would leave marks. We'd been together for 4 years. Ooh, I didn't say anything. Was that a mistake? God, this is so cliche. I didn't cry. He didn't deserve my tears. I didn't even let them know I was there. I just pulled out my phone, quickly took a picture, and walked out. I was so angry during the drive that I almost crashed. I pulled over, and just like that, I ended up at this hotel I'm currently in. I checked in. I sat on the edge of the bed and stared at the wall for what felt like hours. Then I started to drink. One sip turned into a bottle. The numb feeling makes everything easier. He texted me once saying, "What happened? Did your plane get delayed?" Like everything was normal. Like he wasn't just inside another woman. I didn't reply. I should be planning my next move, but I can't. I can barely think. The betrayal, the humiliation, the anger are consuming me. I don't know if I'm more hurt by the cheating or by how easily he could text and wonder where I am. We're not married, thank God, but I want it or don't want to. Hit him hard with this humiliation. I should clear things up. Now that I'm calming down and planning my next move, I should clarify that he proposed to me on my birthday. We are not married yet, though. I called him my husband in the post because, what the heck, he was going to be my husband. Oh my God, I didn't think this would get so much attention. Thanks so much for the support. It's 9:30 and I haven't slept, drank some more, and I feel like absolutely shit. I'm just holding a buzz. I showered for God knows how long, cried for even longer. There are responses I want to reply to, but it just sends me into a spiral of tears. I texted him saying my flight was delayed, and there were no flights until Valentine's Day. God, I bet he's just happy, the jerk. So I've done some thinking. I want to get it so he watches me walk away and he can't do anything about it. I've already texted my brother, my godson of a brother, to let my parents know and that I'm coming home. He lives in town, so he's got a friend to drive my car while we go to my parents. They live about 5 hours away. I'm in no shape to drive. I must have looked pathetic, sitting alone, stuffing my face with tears streaming down my face. I tend to eat when I'm feeling negative, but it made me feel a little better, especially now that I can kind of think more rationally. I'm currently waiting for my brother. As for the situation at hand, I'm going to text him that on Valentine's Day. I want him to meet me at our restaurant, and I'm going to get some type of metal trinket that holds photos, put it in there, and have him open it. Or I don't know. Once he sees it, I'm going to take my ring off and just walk out without a word. God, I'm a lot more straight-headed now. We stopped for some more food on the way to my parents. We're about maybe a little before halfway there. It's a drive. I thought about this whole situation, and from looking at the comments and guidance from my brother and his friend, and even who I am as a person, this man seriously hurt me. I am so relieved this didn't happen while we were married or worse, started a family together. I want kids. I want that life, but absolutely not with a jerk like him. I made an appointment to get checked for Stace and whatnot, so that's fun. I can't wait to see my parents. My dad is so angry. I decided the text I sent will be my last text, and that kiss before I left on my trip will be the last time he sees me. Hopefully. I can't say we won't see each other, but when we do, I'll look and feel and be a lot better than I ever was. He's been texting maybe every few hours asking, "What time are you going to be home tomorrow? Did you come home? I thought you took your hat," and a couple of calls, etc. God, I just blocked him. I've come to realize I don't want to ever be in the same room again. He may have broken my heart, but he didn't break my spirit. I formulated a plan to just get my things when he leaves for work tomorrow. He'll be where he wants to be, and then I'm having my family help me with my things. Should I spray my perfume all over the house? And I'm, of course, leaving the big things because forget everything. I can buy all new stuff. He's even tried calling my mom. So, no, I'm done. He has the audacity to even consider calling my mother. We're planning on leaving tonight, grabbing a hotel, and getting things done as early as possible tomorrow. Your girl is single. I see a lot of comments are confused. To clarify, I was supposed to be home yesterday at 6 and my plane was supposed to land around 3 a.m. And the drive from our city to the airport city is 2 hours. But instead, I took an even earlier flight that landed at 11 p.m. It took me about an hour to leave the big city. A couple of hours drive to our small city, and I grabbed some drinks at a store that closes at 2 a.m. every day. He was expecting me at 6 a.m., so that's why he texted, asking if my plane was delayed since I didn't show up at the time he expected me. It's still disgusting that he was with her hours before I was supposed to be home. No wonder they were in the shower. Stupid stuff. I'm done. I deserve better. 6:30 a.m. Friday morning. God, I've been up all night. I think tonight I really felt the gravity of the situation. My life was ripped from me and I had dreams. I'm happy it didn't happen further along the line. Unhappy I found out now, but it's just awful. Some people's kids, man. He must be freaking out now because usually I reply, right? Not a single one. He's all like, where are you? Are you okay? Why aren't you replying? This jerk even has the audacity to accuse me of cheating. He really asked anything or anyone I should be worried about. Maybe it's a poke at me, but I don't care. We are currently having some complimentary breakfast. He usually leaves around 8 a.m. We are going to go park close by and watch as he leaves. God, I can't believe this is my Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, I guess.
My 41F partner of 2 years 40 for M is adamant I am cheating on him. I am not. Help? Just a bit of context. We've been together for 2 years. He has 2 kids. I have 1 kid irrelevant to this story. We live apart. I bought a home a few months before we started dating and are together only when our kids are with their other parent. He's the guy who has treated me the best out of all my relationships, and I love him dearly. I'm a chronically anxious and stressed person, and he's absolutely my peace. But today he sucker punched me with this. He's absolutely convinced I'm cheating on him. The reason he suddenly started thinking this is because 2 days ago, I wanted to show him something on my phone. There was an irrelevant tab open my Hotmail account that is full of spam. I've had this account for the past 24 years but mostly use my Gmail now. He saw quickly in passing that there was a folder with a man's name, let's say James. I don't remember the purpose of this folder. It's empty. I haven't touched it in 15 years and have no idea why it exists. It was probably useful at some point, but I have no clue now. Well, now he's convinced that. I closed the tab too quickly. I was acting weird, nervous, and suspicious. This means I've cheated or am actively cheating. That's his perspective. Now, on to the actual truth. I am absolutely not cheating on him. He's the man of my dreams, the love of my life. I have never ever given him a reason to even suspect I'm cheating. I spend 1 entire week with him at his place, never hide my phone, anything like that. When I'm at my house, it means I'm with my kiddo, and my time is 100% devoted to her. I also work a lot. There is not a single second in my life where I would have time to devote to any other person, even through email. I spend my downtime at home being with my kiddo and the cat, watching YouTube videos. I send him a lot of pictures of me chilling with my cat, and we have constant communication going. I'm very chatty through text. Anyways, at first, I was super pissed and also confused because why on earth would he not trust me? What is happening? No matter what I say, he says I don't make any sense whatsoever, and he's just adding 1 + 1, and to him, the answer is 2. I keep telling him that he's the one not making any sense. We're back and forth texting. He doesn't even want to speak over the phone or come over to talk about it. I've sent him numerous screenshots of my email with unopened emails that go back more than a year. I've sent screenshots of me typing the keyword James in the email and nothing coming up. I've shown him the completely empty sent folder, which, to me, is weird. I've sent numerous emails over the years. Why is it empty? And I've also given him the login and password so he can look for himself. I've accumulated a lot of junk in that email over the many years I've had it, but rarely use it now. It is just a receptacle for all my Amazon orders, my McDonald's app receipts, and various spam emails. I'm pissed he doesn't trust me. He says he needs time to think. I'm stuck in a loop of being pissed, confused, and sad. What's going on? Help. Update. Things took a turn for the worse. After 48 hours of texting back and forth, because he refused to talk to me on the phone or in person, and after I gave him my password so he could see for himself that nothing was suspicious, he still wouldn't believe me. At that point, his behavior was concerning, and I thought he might be having a mental health episode. It was getting to be too much. He was texting me at all hours of the night, trying to make sense of something that didn't make sense in the first place. So, I blocked him. When he realized that, he sent me emails at my work email, asking me to check my Hotmail, which had nothing different in it. When I blocked his email, he decided to message my best friend, telling her, if I can't talk to her, I'll go through you instead. My friend has literally nothing to do with this whole thing. She never replied and is supporting me because she's also seeing how erratic he's acting. So, I thought that was that. Yesterday at work, I was visibly sad and distressed, and my whole team hugged me and offered support. I had lunch with my other good friend and colleague. The day went by, and I got off work at 4. I was walking to my car in the parking lot with 2 colleagues. I was explaining the whole story. They went to one of the girls' cars because they carpool. I walked toward my own car, which was parked 2 rows away. I heard a loud man's voice behind me. I turned around, and it was him. He was walking very quickly toward me and still talking nonsense about emails. I held my hand up and said, "I'm not doing this with you right now," all the while calculating whether I was safe to go to my car. He was yelling at me that I was a terrible person. I'd never seen him like this before. A surge of energy pushed me to turn around and go to my colleague's car. At this point, I was shaking and scared. I got into her car and started hyperventilating. They said, "We'll drive you home." He was about 6 feet from the car, with hate in his eyes, motioning for me to get out of the car. We drove off. I kept apologizing to them, crying and looking behind us the whole trip to make sure he wasn't following. When I got home, my mother was there. I broke down, and she called the police. A kind officer told me on the phone, "I don't have anything else going on right now. You're my priority, and I'm coming to you as soon as I can." He came to my home, took my statement, was extremely patient and understanding, and explained everything he was going to do afterward. My ex was placed under arrest for criminal harassment, with certain conditions to follow. I'm not sure about the legal terms here, but they didn't handcuff him or take him to jail. It was just a verbal thing, and he will probably be summoned to court at a later date. I have a good network of people who care, and I believe I'm safe. Thanks everyone. Update. I just had a 2-hour conversation with his ex, let's call her Jess, not the mother of his kids, but the girl he dated between the kid's mother and me. It was a very interesting conversation. She has lived through the exact same situation as me, except for calling the police. She told me he was ultra controlling, physically and verbally abusive to his 2 sons, had a bad drug habit, an unhealthy or borderline inappropriate relationship with the mother of his children, and he was psychologically and sexually abusive toward Jess. She told me he used to put her on a pedestal, same as me, but he had a lot of behavior problems that I've noticed but chose to ignore just because I loved him so much. I hope he gets the help he needs. Update. He's following me. I saw him twice today where he shouldn't have been. I documented that for the police station. They're very nice and understanding. Thank goodness.
I'm M37, lost. My wife, F37, is now a gay witch. I feel awful sharing, but I am running out of ideas. My wife and I have been married for almost 15 years, and I feel like I'm in an impossible spot. We've changed so much. The 4 kids, it was as you would imagine, just growing up together and figuring out life. Truly, we were each other's person and best friend. We both came out of religiously traumatic experiences and vowed to keep growing and working through it. Growing as individuals has always been a common goal, and we championed that for each other. However, I'm uncomfortable with where things are going. For context, she became very depressed after our 2nd child was born over 7 years ago. She didn't realize she didn't want to be a mom and got crippling depression. She was in bed for days and couldn't take care of our kids or work. I worked hard to get her the care she needed through therapy and a psychiatrist, as well as take on full parental responsibilities. And I was fine with that. I didn't resent her. I just wanted her dick better. After a few years, she started to come back and participate in the family, and I was thrilled as I started to recognize the person I had married was back. A big part of the depression was also triggered by her religious trauma. She was a part of a cult-like upbringing where she didn't have autonomy of herself until we got married. I have always championed her in finding herself. So here's where it starts getting strange for me. She starts exploring more of herself and comes out to me as gay, but maybe bi because she is very into sex with me. Okay, I think to myself, I'm not sure what to do with that. Then she continues her journey of self-discovery a few months later and then tells me she is a witch and believes she has psychic abilities. Wait, what? I want to be supportive in her journey, but honestly, I'm just thrown way off. But the thing that really bothered me was the next thing. She had a work conference she was going to attend, and she was prepping to go, and she suffered a minor stroke. It was terrifying. I thought I almost lost her. It was the worst experience I've ever had. Fortunately, she was okay and would make a full recovery. In discussing her situation with the neurologist, they asked if she was on any antidepressants, which she was, or so I thought. I found out after that she had stopped taking them for a couple of months. Why, I asked. She didn't want to tell me, but admitted the conference she was going to was actually not a work conference, but a guided session with LSD for some healing ritual. Like what? She wasn't going to tell me until after, because she knew I wouldn't approve. I am just so lost. I don't know who this person is anymore. I know if you grow, you will become different than you were before, but this just feels like too much. You've admitted to yourself you're gay. Cool, no problem. We can figure out what to do. You say you're a witch and have psychic abilities. Okay, I think that's silly and don't believe in that stuff, but let's see where it goes. You were dishonest about going to do illegal drugs. I feel bad making a decision to leave now because she has had a stroke, and she depends on me for all things financially. But what the heck? I don't know this person anymore.